Hi guys, 732 Review Crew here. I am Mikey.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Mike.
And we are back today with Season 1, Episode 8 of Battlestar Galactica. Now this one is titled
Flesh and Bone.
Flesh and Bone. So that's a pretty interesting title. That makes me wonder what it's about, specifically because, you know, Cylons are technically flesh and bone too now, just like humans. Especially after we saw last episode where number 6 was able to manifest, it felt like flesh and bones outside of...
Yeah, I think they're trying to make us think that, but it's not actually that deep.
I think so. I want to see what's happening. You know, we're very excited to jump into this episode. So thank you for joining us. We're going to begin Season 1, Episode 8 in 3, 2, 1. Why is she glowing like she's heavenly?
It's a dream, clearly.
She's astral projecting to Earth, dude.
Caprica?
That one.
The fuck?
Laura.
Yikes.
Why is she seeing a Cylon in her head?
Is that a Cylon though?
Yes, that was the guy on the military base.
You have an urgent call from the captain of the Gemini Traveler.
Can I call him back?
He says they found a Cylon on board.
Ooh.
It's a witch, damn it!
Storage compartment. The captain identified him by one of the photos we sent out. He's another copy of the man you knew as Leo Ben Conroy.
Leo Ben.
I've dealt with this model before. It'll fill your head with double talk and half-baked philosophy and confuse you. It's gonna try to get into your head.
Mom always said there was nothing in there anyway.
It's not really sus at all.
Is that it?
It's extremely.
What's up?
Nothing. Just wanted to see if what I told you the other day helped at all.
Yeah, actually it did. You do treat this thing more like an animal than a machine, and it actually works.
It's a weird concept.
I'm a Cylon.
You know, that's not even funny.
If I could prove that I wasn't, would that make a difference? You know, between us?
What?
How you gonna prove that?
That was the point of why they're not dating anymore.
It's sweating.
Oh, baby. Look at that.
I feel like he's acting like a 9-year-old in detention. Just.
Sleeping?
Praying. Listen, it's a small thing. Can you just tell me who you are?
Tell me about your mission and I'll think about it.
My mission was to conduct sabotage.
What kind of sabotage?
God, you stink. Are you Lieutenant Starbuck? Now we can talk. Now we can talk about a lot of things. I planted a nuclear warhead on board one of your ships.
Yikes.
It's set to go off at 18:30 hours.
Do you want to play a game with me now?
Fuck.
You're lying, there's no warhead.
You can't take the chance, Starbuck.
Maybe I push you out the airlock and tell him you never said a word.
Now who's lying?
Why Starbucks specifically?
Because she and the machine are one. She can fly the plane.
To know the face of God is to know madness.
This guy's mad annoying. I'm right there with her. Like,
I have something to tell you about the future.
what?
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Giving him food?
It was for her. Maybe Cylons do get hungry.
I know that I'm more than this body, more than this consciousness. A part of me swims in the stream, but in truth, I'm standing on the shore. The current never takes me downstream.
This is worse than Galactica, and I didn't think that was possible.
Do you mind?
Oh, they eat?
Thank you.
Could be why he was sweating.
Starving, haven't eaten in days.
I mean, they have a metabolism.
I mean, why bother with hunger?
Part of being human.
Why? I mean, he's a Cylon, I guess. Like,
Keep him guessing. I don't know. Never let him know your next move,
Can that
Maggie.
hurt?
Yeah, that hurt.
Machines shouldn't feel pain. See, now a smart Cylon would turn off the old pain software about now.
Maybe I'll turn it off and you won't even know.
I like that she's doing like the "you want to play human, let's play human" thing.
I won't tell you.
especially because she's a no, it's a Cylon, so you don't have to hold back.
But then you'll know deep down that I beat you. That a human being beat you. And that you are truly no greater than we are.
Oh, look what the cat dragged in.
You didn't.
Huh.
You look wonderful.
She's like, I'm right here, dude.
Wonder why they call her Boomer.
I heard you're working on a test to tell the difference between Cylons and humans.
Are you writing that joke down?
If you're working on a Cylon detector, do you think I could be in the first batch? You know, to be tested?
What's a rush?
What's your rush?
Huh. So she wants to be tested?
She doesn't know.
Results will be quite intriguing.
See, it's lines like that where I'm like, he can't just be in psychosis.
She acts like one of them, thinks like them. She is one of them.
But she's one of us.
We had sex.
Congratulations.
Does he love you?
I think so.
We're setting up a cabin for you nearby. Food, water, electricity, all the comforts.
Shouldn't be too hard to convince
They
him to
are,
stay
like,
and
testing
start
him.
life together. If not, kill him.
Start a life together.
If he flees, he dies. Hey, what's going on?
We gotta go, now. There's other Cylons ahead of this way. We gotta travel fast, even faster than before.
Why? What's different?
Everything. Just trust me.
What?
Testing him. So weird, though.
But they just told her to stay put.
She might be diverting from her protocol.
We created you. Us. It was a stupid, fractured decision, and we have paid for it. You slaughtered my entire civilization. That is sin. That is evil, and you are evil.
You got a real thing about rivers and streams, don't you?
He does.
I think we should indulge you in your obsession.
Waterboarding.
Waterboarding! Yay!
Oh, this is like Guantanamo Bay. It is.
Realized I could kill you before they came back in the room.
Then why don't you?
It's not the time.
Fuck!
He actually is doing it.
I have a surprise for you.
So then there's another entrance.
Yeah, right?
They should just kill him.
Now the gloves come off.
I think they need more info.
I mean, he just broke cuffs. I feel like he could break free from that.
With the original body?
I didn't realize they kept that pod.
Spread
For
out the
science?
fleet. They'll ship more than 500 clicks from any other ship. No.
Why did I think he was gonna hit the dead body with the foam?
Me too.
Leave him.
I feel like she's also using this to gather information.
But you see, I've been thinking. What if when you die here, you really die? But somewhere in that hard drive that you call a brain is a beeping message. I don't have a soul. I have software.
Going hardcore.
This is
right?
ruthless. Yo, Starbuck.
I mean, I fuck with that. I think it's a reasonable response, no?
I have so... You're damaged. You're born to a woman who believed that suffering was good for the soul, so you suffered. Life is a testament to pain,
I mean, that's just
injuries,
good reading.
accidents. It's something that you want to believe because it means that you're the problem, not the world that you live in. Because you hear her voice every day, and you want her to be right.
How do you read that?
Pretty easily.
Start again.
Oh, he killed him. No.
No, I think he's He might just be struggling for show.
Troy, tell me, why is that familiar?
Mining settlement. The accident.
Your family?
I died with the rest.
I'm very sorry.
How convenient.
Congratulations, Doctor. You've just uncovered your very first Cylon.
Bruh.
Is it gonna be like, you're a human, you're all good to go, bye? I have to use the restroom. Good day now.
He's like, wait a second, I detected something.
Okay. She probably doesn't know.
He doesn't have like a big red press for security button.
Bro, he needs one.
Congratulations, it's green. It's very bright green. Cylon.
Really?
100% human and very, very bright green. Well, there's nothing to be worried about anymore. Yeah.
All right, very busy, good day.
If you try.
He needs to call,
Security!
please.
Security, please!
If he doesn't call it Adama immediately.
I have something to tell you.
This poor woman is going through the ringer.
I want to see the Cylon myself.
Madam President, you need to reconsider.
Don't even start. I don't want to discuss this. I made my decision.
Yeah, I feel like torturing a robot just seems kind of like a waste of time, doesn't it?
He's not a robot. He's more than human, dude.
The players change, the story remains the same. And this time, your role is to deliver my soul unto God.
I just freeze him in carbonite.
Dude, I think that's what they should actually do.
And I told you I had a surprise for you. Are you ready?
You're a Cylon.
Cobalt will lead you to Earth.
The hell is going on here?
Why is she acting like she didn't know they were going to interrogate him?
He's a Cylon too. He doesn't get rights.
It's a machine, sir. There's no limit to the tactics I can use.
And where's the warhead?
I don't know.
I apologize for what you've been through. Take his restraints off.
Going the softer touch route, I say.
I mean, he could just break out of him.
I can do more. I've come here to tell you that this conflict between our peoples does not have to continue.
The warhead doesn't exist.
No.
But that could be a lie too.
I was right. I was too far out. I didn't want to
Fake.
die. So when I got caught, I made up a story to buy some time.
He's definitely lying.
Oh yeah, he's definitely lying.
I'll take that into consideration.
Sweet honey.
Oh no.
Stand up.
Lara, I have something to tell you. Adama is a Cylon.
No way.
Bruh.
No, I don't believe that.
Which Adama?
Dun, dun, dun.
Because the sun, there's a gray area there. We already discussed that a little bit. They should really kill him.
Put him out the airlock.
What? You can't do that, not after he told you
Yes,
the truth.
I can. And I will.
The fuck?
He puts insidious ideas in our minds.
Yes.
He creates fear. But you're right. He is a machine.
Wow.
When he kills your people and threatens your future, you get rid of it.
He's just afraid that his soul won't make it to God.
She's afraid her soul will make it to God?
I don't know, that's weird. Why is she doing the hand thing?
I think she relates with him.
Ah, the dream.
Ah, that was cool. That was cool. I like that came back around.
That was good. Nice.
Now she's spooked. Oh, it's her god idols.
What was it?
Aphrodite and
Aphrodite?
Athena, I think.
I think Artemis and Apollo.
I don't know if
There's so many
he had a
A's.
soul or not. But if he did take care of it,
Weird development for her, right? Or is that just me?
We'll talk about it. I have some theories.
Yeah.
President Adar once said that the interesting thing about being a president is that you don't have to explain yourself to anyone.
Something wrong?
No. Nothing at all.
Bruh. Why does no one talk to each other?
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I just can't get over the fact that the doctor didn't say anything.
Why?
Sir?
Before we start the discussion, does anybody have anything they would like to add to the board?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's do that.
We'll do the board really fast, so we're going to pause. We'll be right back. And we're back with our discussion. So for this episode, we did update our Cylon board, so that's the first thing we'll go over. We have some new theories, especially...
Are you posting the picture right now?
Yeah, I posted the picture. The first things first, I'll let Mike talk about his new Cylon theory based on the information given to us.
Which I agree with.
He agrees with him. Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't.
I'm going with Starbuck's actually the Adama that's being talked about, because I think that if you guys were correct in telling me that they were engaged, I forget if they were engaged or about to be engaged, that they secretly got married. So she is technically an Adama, but nobody knows, and except the Cylon that apparently knows and replaced her, which is why that Cylon was like, "Hey Starbuck, how are you? I'm going to talk to you about our religion." I mean, there's a couple indicators that also go along with this about how she kind of figured out how to fly the fighter.
Yeah, which I pointed out, and I was like, that's kind of what sold me on it. And the fact that the Adamas treat her
like
an Adama.
Which, to be fair, I mean, like, it's their dead son / brother's like longtime girlfriend / fiance. Of course they're gonna treat her like that. But going off with the fighter thing, I mean, the only other Cylon that we have confirmed also has like an attachment to the fighter and an intrinsic knowledge of it, just like, yes, treat it like an animal, not a machine. There's just a lot of things pointing to it, and I don't think it's going to be like some super deep thing where it's just actually one of the Adama men.
Yeah,
I think if anything, it's Starbuck has had enough hints given.
I agree
that it makes kind of sense.
I agree that at a minimum, him saying Adama's a Cylon, I think was exactly what Adama said at the beginning of the episode, which is that Cylon in particular is so good at lying because he mixes the truth with lies. So I don't think it's Commander Adama. Like, I don't even think it's
Apollo.
Yeah, I think maybe to a lesser degree, but I think it is you have picked the most likely candidate.
If he's being truthful, Starbuck is my first pick. Apollo as the backup makes sense. So I wouldn't be like, what are they doing? But I mean, it seems like a Starbuck.
I don't think that's why I didn't really participate in the discussion, because I don't think it's Starbucks. So that's not my theory.
Who do you think it is?
I still think it's just Billy potentially is one, just like
Billy's not an Adama.
No, but I'm just saying in terms of Cylons that we know. Otherwise, I have no new theories about it.
Really, because I feel like at the beginning of the episode, Adama talking about Leoben like that was kind of a slight foreshadowing for us that, like, he's going to be telling the truth about something impactful, but it's not going to be the truth you think it is.
Right.
It was a nuke.
But he didn't tell the truth about that.
I mean, I kind of felt like
it's fake truth.
I felt like there wasn't a nuke either.
Oh.
Like, I mean,
we learned also that guy's name was Leoben Fully this episode. The Cylon. All 4 Cylons we've had named besides, I guess it's number 6. His name is number 6. We also, interesting episode, because the bulletin that we've talked about this before. The bulletin sent out to the fleet did reveal that there was a Cylon among the 50 so odd thousand left.
At least one.
Yeah. Now, so there was a few things that Starbuck noticed in this episode that I want to bring up. The first thing she noticed Cylons sweat. And the reason is, why is this important? She also realized that Cylons can feel pain, they need food, they need to breathe, and other things. Now, where does the mimicry of humans end in terms of the Cylon models? Because it seems like they could do everything up until a certain point, which may be just childbirth.
Well, Starbuck kind of pointed out the biggest difference is humans. There's no. Well, she seemed to actually even doubt that may be fully true or not because of the ending scene, which confused me, because she pulled kind of a 180 there, because she's like, "You killed my entire species, you scum," and then she's like, "I'll pay for you." So I thought that was kind of weird, but she acknowledged that. No, I'm drawing a blank.
She acknowledged that. All right, well, moving on. So the main thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. That Cylons have the option to turn it on or off.
Or do they actually?
I mean, when she said that to him, he's like, how do you know I haven't already done that? And he kind of alluded to that later because they're like, we're going to keep drowning you. And at one point he like smiled while underwater and stopped struggling for like half a second. So I think it may just be that they're all like Academy Award winning actors.
I mean, there's definitely a chance for that. I don't know fully. It seems like they're trying to emulate humans. So it feels like they do have, their feelings and emotions, whatnot, but maybe not the ability to turn them off, in my opinion.
Sure, the control. But sure, we didn't get a clear-cut confirmation.
It just seems like this version of Cylons was just their attempt to create humans, like the fighters was an attempt to create an autonomous fighter unit, probably.
A dog.
Yeah, a dog.
It's a dog.
Now, moving on, we had the discussion about a nuke on a ship. It did end up being fake, but the Cylons sowed enough fear that all the ships spread out, and if they were attacked, they'd be so spread out, they'd be very vulnerable. It just goes to show that, it was some fear-mongering caused, widespread panic real fast, especially because they couldn't detect it, but even after they swept all the ships, they still weren't sure if it existed. They were still afraid. Which I wasn't sure if that was an allegory to weapons of mass destruction during this time of the war that was going on, because I know this has references to that, like 9/11 and whatnot.
Sure. I would agree there being a WMD, but it never being found kind of thing.
Yeah. And then, people just talking about it.
Because it's the ever-looming threat / fear of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an interesting part of that episode.
Okay, let's get to the big one here that I want to talk about.
Boomer wants to prove she's a human because if he feels like that, for some reason, will
just skirting around.
Spoiler alert: she's fucking not.
Well, we gotta get to the main part. Is that she thinks she wants to prove that she's not a Cylon, so that way her, Tiro will maybe love her. Maybe she thinks that's why, or maybe because the message written in the locker affected her mentally. But she proves that she is a Cylon to the Doctor, who we saw flip the script,
which is a much bigger thing that I don't.
Yeah, why is the Doctor covering for her?
But his machine works.
Yeah, it does.
Which is a bigger thing because clearly that means number 6 actually gave him good info by asking for the nuclear warhead.
Yeah, they didn't go back to it, so we don't know what the Doctor's reasoning for not revealing it is.
We want to be safe.
She was the first person he tested it on. No, I mean he seemed to believe it when he saw it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just saying, as a scientist you can't jump to conclusions if it was his first test, necessarily.
True.
But
he also, I think, trusted that theory somewhat, that it was right because of her.
Number 6
whispered in his ear quite a bit, too, saying, I feel like number 6 obviously knew that Sharon, the Boomer is a Cylon, because they have that knowledge of who the other Cylons are, I believe. In this sense, number 6 is kind of like, be careful of her a little bit. And I wonder if that's because number 6's goal is different from the other Cylons, because she is seeming to be a little bit independent from her copy that exists.
They also directly mention it when they cut to Earth that number 6 does not like...
To Caprica.
Yeah, when on Caprica, number 6 does not like Sharon / Boomer. And it seems like that might just be a thing across... the scientist's personal envoy and the one on Caprica.
That's fair.
It might just be like a model difference.
Now, speaking of Sharon, why is Sharon deviating from the mission?
We don't know, but
is her humanity getting to her as a Cylon? Maybe the human part of her is overpowering something or doing something, because we saw that little flashing of moments she spent with Hilo, and it felt like almost she was in love with him too, because they were talking, they were talking about love, and it feels like the emulation of emotions has made this machine think that it's potentially falling in love with this Hilo, so that way she tries to convince him to run and not stay, like the Cylon said. So it's interesting because it seems like a deviation.
It is a deviation. It just depends on if that's the actual deviation, or if the programming's not working and she's actually deviating.
The final note I have is that it felt like Kara related to the Cylon, the Leoben, in the sense that when he was talking about a soul, it felt like, first off, in discussion of Kara, / Starbuck, he knew a lot about Starbuck and her past somehow, whether it was through access to information or just guessing / reading. Maybe that's what he can do. Who knows? He knew about her past and was able to read that maybe her mom was a single mom growing up and like abused her, and as a result she abused others around her and all these issues. But even though she's so far away from home, she still hopes her soul makes it to her gods when she passes. Just like how Leoben is so far away from home and hopes his soul makes it to his god when he passes. I felt like that's why they had a little bit of a mutual thing, because he knows he did bad things, and even though both of them and their souls led astray, like Kara and her, her gambling and drinking, smoking and other things and fighting, and Leoben and his, being a Cylon and going after innocence. Yeah. I feel like that was their relation, which is why she was like, I hope if his soul can make it home, maybe mine can. That's how I felt.
I actually, the last thing, I agree. I mean, it was so weird, I guess, but I guess he got through enough that she felt she should like say that prayer at the end.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't say it, clearly his actual mission was exactly what the president said it was, and it was just to sow fear.
It was.
That was...
Well, he did say it was to sabotage.
She was great.
Sowing fear is a form of sabotage.
Yeah. And I think his mission specifically was to talk to the president.
And sow fear.
Now, it's so interesting that she was,
she went cold-blooded real quick,
exactly.
too. She was just like, fucking open the airlock, bitch.
Well, and her bait and switch, where she was nice and calm, and then when she got what she wanted, she was like, he's a robot. He's a Cylon. He's killed us. We can't trust him. I was like, okay, well, she got my respect there, because I felt like she was going to give him amnesty at first. But instead, she flipped it. And then we saw that moment of, Starbuck and the Cylon bonding for a second, which is weird to think about. Besides that, I don't have any other theories or anything for this episode. I wrote all my notes on my page.
Anything else?
I'm like half baked right now with my theories, because like this show's drawing a lot of like religious parallels and stuff. Like the first off being like the lost 13th tribe and all this stuff, which is the savior holy land of Earth, blah blah blah, and the talk about how God created the Cylons to progress past the broken humans into a new form of life, and all this stuff. And I feel like they're like there's this glaring thing that I should be noticing, and I'm just not seeing it yet, and it's really bothering me. And that's what I've been spending this whole episode kind of staring into space, because I'm like, where are they going, and why do I feel like I'm missing something?
Well, only one way for us to find out, right, Mike?
And that's for us to keep watching. Thank you for joining us. We are the 732 Review Crew, and I'm Mikey.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Mike.
And this was Battlestar Galactica, Season 1, Episode 8. If you did enjoy it, let us know in the comments below your favorite part of the reaction or discussion or theories or Cylon finger pointing, or even just, that TV show itself, the actors, any fun facts behind the scenes stuff. It's always fun to know. Otherwise, make sure you like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're new here, please let us know. Say hi. And check out our Patreon. It does help go a long way with a little support, whether it be for our movie tier or our poll tier, which is a movie tier, or the full length tier itself. Check it out and support us. Otherwise, we're signing off. Bye.
Bye.
Toodles.
So say we all.